And thank you, Pastor Lawson. Also enjoyed your message this morning. Today, the pledge will be led by Deuce Perry. Deuce attends Brock's Gap Intermediate School in Hoover and is paging for Senator Singleton.
Attention, salute, pledge.
Thank you. Secretary, call the roll.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Allen, Mr. Barfoot, Mr. Beasley, Mr. Bell, Mr. Butler, Mr. Carnley, Mr. Chambliss, Mr. Chasteen, Ms. Coleman Madison, Mr. Elliott, Ms. Figures, Mr. Gavan, Mr. Gudger, Mr. Hatcher, Mr. Hovey, Mr. Jones, Mr. Kelly, Mr. Kitchens, Mr. Livingston, Mr. Melson, Mr. Orr, Mr. Price, Mr. Roberts, Mr. Sessions, Mr. Shelnut, Mr. Singleton, Mr. Smotherman, Mr. Stewart, Mr. Stutz, Mr. Wagner, Ms. Weaver, Mr. Williams, Mr. Woods.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 26 senators present, which is a quorum. The Senate is ready to transact business. Senator Wagner. Senator Wagner, we need to excuse absent senators.
Mr. President,
Senator Wagner.
move that we excuse absent senators.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. President,
Senator Wagner.
move that we dispense with the reading of the journal from the previous legislative day.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered. All right, now move on to introduction of bills. Senator Jones.
Mr. President.
Senator Jones.
Ask that we allow for the introduction of bills at any point throughout the day today.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. President,
Senator Chambliss.
move for committee reports throughout the legislative day.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered. All right, real quick, if I could get everybody's attention, I'd like to recognize a very special guest in the gallery. When I call your name, if you could please stand. The guest of Senator Smitherman, and that's Judge Smitherman. If you could please stand. Welcome to Alabama Senate. Great to have you here, Judge. All right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes.
So fast, I missed it.
All right, Secretary, read and receive the resolution, please.
Senate Joint Resolution number 11 by Senator Figures honoring Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated on their Founders Day and for reaching the historic milestone of 118 years of serving communities.
All right, Senator Figures.
I'm sorry, Mr. President. I wanted it read at length.
Okay. All right. Secretary, could you read the resolution at length, please?
Senate Resolution number 11, whereas Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, an international service organization, was founded on the campus of Howard University in Washington, D.C., and on January 15, 1908, it is the oldest Greek letter organization established by African-American college-educated women. Whereas the 9 young charter members, Ethel Hedgeman, Anna Easter Brown, Beulah Elizabeth Burke, Lily Burke, Marjorie Hill, Margaret Flagg, Lavinia Norman, Lucy Diggs Slow, and Marie Woolfolk founded AKA on the 5 original core tenets: to cultivate and encourage high scholastic and ethical standards, to promote unity and friendship among college women, to study and help alleviate problems concerning girls and women in order to improve their social stature, to maintain a progressive interest in college life, and to be a service to all mankind. Whereas Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated was successfully incorporated on January 29, 1913. Whereas since its founding in 1908, AKA membership now includes more than 390,000 initiated members in more than 1,105 graduate and undergraduate chapters located in 14 nations and territories, including the United States, the Bahamas, Bermuda, Canada, Germany, Japan, Liberia, Nigeria, Puerto Rico, South Korea, South Africa, and the United Arab Emirates, and the United Kingdom, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Whereas AKA is dedicated to implementing programs of service that enhance the well-being of local, national, and international communities. Whereas led by International President and Chief Executive Officer Danette Anthony Reed of Dallas, Texas, AKA is often hailed as America's premier Greek-letter organization for African American women. Whereas under Danette Anthony Reed's leadership, 6 initiatives designed to improve the lives of those they serve have been implemented. Strengthen Our Sisterhood serves as the foundation initiative to strengthen the bonds within the sorority to support the service mission. The remaining 5 initiatives serve as program initiatives, which include empower our families, build our economic wealth, enhance our environment, advocate for social justice, and uplift our communities. These initiatives are designed to improve the lives of those they serve by working collaboratively to maximize their outreach on progressive endeavors and consistently produce leaders who will advance the credo of service. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate of the Legislature of Alabama that we congratulate and commend Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated on 118 years of service, and we wish the organization continued dedication and success in all future endeavors.
Mr. President, I would like to ask all senators to be added to this resolution.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Thank you, Mr. President. And as you know, I am a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I will not be redundant and say what all we do and why I am so proud, because it's presented in the resolution already. Thank you so much, Mr. President, and thank you, members of the
All
Senate.
right, and then you want to move for adoption?
Oh, yes.
All right,
And move for adoption.
all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Resolution's adopted. Thank you, Senator Figures.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, any other motions or resolutions? All right, Senator Wagner.
Mr. President,
Senator
I
Wagner.
have a report from the Committee on Rules.
All right, Secretary Reed, and receive the report from the Committee on Rules, please.
Senate Resolution number 11, Special Order Calendar from the Committee on Rules. Be it resolved by the Senate of the Legislature of Alabama that immediately upon the adoption of this resolution, the following business in the order set forth below shall be the special and paramount order of business for the third legislative day, taking precedence over the regular order of business or any pending or unfinished business. On page 3 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 12 by Senator Gudger regarding community development districts. On page 2, Senate Bill number 19 by Senator Livingston regarding health care insurance. On page 6, Senate Bill number 89 by Senator Sessions and others regarding the State Pilotage Commission. On page 5, Senate Bill number 134 by Senator Beasley regarding taxation. On page 8, Senate Bill number 100 by Senator Kelly regarding the State Board of Pharmacy. On page 13, Senate Bill number 114 by Senator Bell regarding criminal procedure. On page 10, Senate Bill number 122 by Senator Stewart regarding the State Board of Registration for Foresters. On page 4, Senate Bill number 35 by Senator Kitchens regarding vessel registrations. On page 4, Senate Bill number 28 by Senator Elliott regarding retired state employees. On page 6, Senate Bill number 127 by Senator Coleman Madison regarding the Board of Examiners and Counseling.
Make the motion when I do this. Mr. President,
Senator Wagner.
move the Senate adopt the report from the Committee on Rules.
All right, Secretary, call the long roll.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Allen. Mr. Barfoot. Good morning. Mr. Beasley. Mr. Bell. Mr. Butler. Mr. Carnley. Mr. Chambliss. Mr. Chasteen. Ms. Coleman. Ms. Coleman Madison. Mr. Elliott. Ms. Figures. Mr. Gavan. Mr. Gudger. Mr. Hatcher. Mr. Hovey. Mr. Jones. Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kitchens. Mr. Livingston. Mr. Melson. Mr. Orr. Mr. Price. Mr. Roberts. Mr. Sessions. Mr. Shellnut. Mr. Singleton. Mr. Smithman. Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stutz. Mr. Wagner. Ms. Weaver. Mr. Williams. Mr. Woods.
Thirty-four ayes, 0 nays. Special order calendar is adopted. Secretary, call the first bill on the calendar.
On page 3 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 12 by Senator Gudger regarding community development districts. BIR pending.
Mr. President,
Senator Gudger.
thank you. I'd like to talk about this bill just for a minute because last year I brought this bill to the floor, which was SB 322. At that point, it was a bill dealing with Smith Lake and a development that was happening on there for Community Development District. And we were doing that for a developer that was there and was going to invest $250 to $350 million in our county. Looking at that, it produced jobs. It produced capital investment. It was going to have a conference center. It had a small airport. It ended up having a hotel that was on there. We had a golf courses, and there's going to be 3 of them actually. And then from that, and a big marina as well. I love economic development, and the reason that I went through city government from 2004 to 2018 and learned about some of the best people in the state about economic development, I thought this was a good bill last year. Ladies and gentlemen, I made y'all vote on that bill last year, and y'all were voted in my favor to go forward with this, but there is something that happened when I got home. And when I got home, I started listening to the people, and a lot of the people that were in my county did not want to change the way that the culture and the living was there on the lake. And so they were against this particular project. One of the hardest things I've had to do is listen and realize that sometimes when we do things down here that we're not always right, and that even though I think that this was a positive bill as we move forward, the people of Alabama and my district did not like it. And so what I'm doing with this particular bill is adding a repeal to that bill from last year. This is SB 12, which will be repealing that bill in its entirety, which was SB 322 last year. This is state statute, but it only has Coleman County application. Again, state statute bill, but only had Coleman County application. And so as we've moved forward on this particular thing, I wanted to say thank you to everyone that supported me on this bill last year. I want to say thank you to everyone that supports me on this repeal bill this year. I see Cindy Myrick's, our new representative from Coleman, Alabama, is here to kind of see this through. So thank you for being here, Cindy, as you'll be carrying this bill in the House. But as we go forward, looking at Jabbo Wagner, I know this affects your district as well, and I appreciate your support on this, Jabbo, so thank you. Having said that, I'd like to make a motion, Mr. President, to make a motion to pass this bill.
Would you like to do the BIR first?
Oh, well, yes. I
right.
We have a BR.
Yes. All right, using previous roll?
Using previous role without objection, please,
All
sir.
right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
Thirty-four ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 3 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 12 by Senator Gudger regarding community development districts.
All right, Senator Gudger.
Yeah. And so at this time, unless there's any further questions, I would like to make a motion for final passage using the previous role without objection.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 12 passes. Thank you, Senator Gudger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate your time.
Yep, Secretary, call the next bill.
On page 2 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 19 by Senator Livingston regarding health care insurance. BR pending.
Mr. President, good morning.
Good morning.
This is a bill similar to last year that was not similar. It's the exact bill that we passed out of the Senate last year dealing with prostate cancer screening, and went downstairs and at the final hour got tied up in the House of Representatives and just didn't get through. So I'd move the BIR using previous role if no objection.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
Thirty-four ayes, 1 nay. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 2 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 19 by Senator Livingston regarding health insurance.
Senator Livingston.
Mr. President, I move final passage if there's no other discussion of the bill
All right,
using previous role.
any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes, 1 nay. Senate Bill 19 passes. Thank you, Senator Livingston.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, members.
All right, Secretary, call the next bill.
On page 6 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 89 by Senator Sessions and others regarding the State Pilotage Commission. BR pending.
Senator Sessions.
Thank you, Mr. President. Explain this bill. It's the State Pilotage Commission was set up with statute 1931, and this body redid that we put a new statute in 2019. So basically, we're repealing the 1931 statute. With that, I'd move for the BIR using previous role.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 6 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 89 by Senator Sessions and others regarding the State Pilotage Commission.
Mr. President, if there are no questions, I'd move final passage using previous role.
All right. Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 89 passes. Thanks, Senator Sessions.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank the body.
All right, Secretary, call the next bill.
On page 5 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 134 by Senator Beasley regarding taxation. BR pending.
Senator Beasley.
Thank you, Mr. Governor. Members of the Senate, Senate Bill 134 is presently, when they sell tobacco products, they have to be stamped. What this bill does is allows an interstate warehouser to be established, and there are folks who can order tobacco products and sell them retail to other licensed wholesalers. And what this bill does is it allows that to happen without being taxed. And I move for passage of the BR. Use the previous role.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 5 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 134 by Senator Beasley regarding taxation, committee amendment pending.
Senator Beasley.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now, I have an amendment, and it's strictly one of the definitions was misspelled.
All right, I think we're on the committee amendment right now. You want to adopt it, the committee amendment?
Yes, sir.
Okay, using previous roll?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. The committee amendment's adopted. All right, Senator Beasley.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. I move for final passage of Senate Bill 134. Use the previous roll without objection.
All right, any objection?
As amended.
All right, hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 134 passes. Thank you, Senator Beasley. All right, Secretary, call the next bill.
On page 8 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 100 by Senator Kelly regarding the State Board of Pharmacy. BR pending.
Senator Kelly.
Mr. President, this bill is a sunset bill extending pharmacy for 1 year with modification on the board appointment and a time limit for appointments to be made. With that, that's all the bill does. I move for adoption of the BIR by previous roll.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 8 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 100 by Senator Kelly regarding the State Board of Pharmacy.
Mr. President,
Senator Kelly.
I move for adoption of the bill by previous roll. It's with no other explanation needed.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 100 passes. Thank you, Senator Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, Secretary, call the next bill.
On page 13 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 114 by Senator Bell regarding criminal procedure. BR pending.
President.
Senator Bell.
Motion to adopt BR. Well, this is the out-of-state warrant bill. Basically just allows Alabama to deal with the other states to deal with out-of-state warrants other than we already right now just do death penalty and life imprisonment, just expands it to other felonies. Motion to adopt BR, previous roll.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 13 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 114 by Senator Bell regarding criminal procedure.
Mr. President.
Senator Bell.
Motion to adopt, previous roll.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Thank you.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 114 passes. Thank you, Senator Bell. Secretary, call the next bill.
On page 10 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 122 by Senator Stewart regarding the State Board of Registration for Foresters. BR pending.
Senator Stewart.
Mr. President, I move to adopt the BIR.
All right. Using previous roll?
Using previous roll.
All right. Any objection?
Objection.
Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 10 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 122 by Senator Stewart regarding the Board of Registration for Foresters.
All right, Senator Stewart.
Mr. President, I move for adoption using previous roll.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 122 passes. Thank you, Senator Stewart. All right, Secretary, call the next bill on the calendar.
On page 4 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 35 by Senator Kitchens regarding vessel registration. BR pending.
Senator Kitchens.
Thank you, Mr. President. What this bill does, it consolidates some language with our ALEA officers dealing with vessel registrations, make sure that we're in compliance with Coast Guard regulations. With that, I'd move for the BIR using previous rule without objection.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 4 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 35 by Senator Kitchens regarding vessel registration.
All right, Senator Kitchens.
I'd move for final passage using previous rule without objection.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
34 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 35 passes. Thank you, Senator Kitchens. Secretary, call the next bill.
On page 4 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 28 by Senator Elliott regarding retired state employees. BR pending.
Senator Elliott.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing well, sir. It's good to be back up here. So everybody knows the plan here this morning. I'm going to carry this bill over. I've got some questions still from one of our budget chairmen that I need to get answered for him. But in the meantime, I'd like to discuss the bill, get the committee amendment adopted, and then move on from there. The bill deals with the salary cap for law enforcement professionals and district attorneys to let them return to work. It moves that cap from about $40,000 to about $52,000 annually. And then it also, the committee amendment deals with bus drivers, school bus drivers, and allows them to essentially be full-time employees so that they can run the whole route. It doesn't move the salary cap for them necessarily. It just lets them actually drive the entire route. If it's a part-time employee, they can't drive the whole route. So with the intentions clearly stated, I would like to go ahead and make the motion to adopt the BIR.
All right.
Hey, Matt.
Any objection to using previous rule? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
Page 4 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 28 by Senator Elliott regarding retired state employees. Committee amendment pending.
Mr. President, move adoption of the committee amendment using previous rule.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. The committee amendment's adopted. Before I go back to you, Senator Elliott, I want to recognize a special guest in the gallery. We have, I'll call your name, if you could please stand. Karen Butler, the wife of Senator Tom Butler. If you could please stand. Welcome to Alabama Senate. Philip, good to have you in the gallery as well. All right, Senator Elliott.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think my colleague has a question, and I'd like to yield to the senator.
Yes, Senator, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Elliott, this is more of a request, and I do agree with your bill, but what I would like to do, because the people from RSA came over today, and basically, I think this goes back to the concern that my colleague, Senator Albritton, had, looking at how many people we're going to be able to hire, basically looking at the vacancies of where they are right now. I would request that we try to work with those agencies or make requests of those agencies that will be using these retirees, that they have some kind of idea of where their vacancies are, anticipation for the future. They can look at that as well as for the law enforcement as well. That would give us some idea of how many people that we are talking about. I know that this has a sunset on it.
It does.
And that's really important. So at the end of that sunset, when we compile all this information to find out, did it work? Because we talked about the DROP program, great concept, down the drain, didn't work like we thought it was going to work. So we can kind of get ahead of this, and while we're tracking the other information that the retirement system will be tracking as far as how many people will be coming in and their salaries, we do want to know how many people we are employing and how many the anticipation of will be retiring in the future.
Yes, ma'am. So 2 points on that. One, we've done this before, right, with corrections and school resource officers, and that's good for 2 reasons. One, there's a precedent set there for high demand specialty type positions that are kind of government only, right? Law enforcement officer, corrections officer, et cetera. And then 2, we've got data, right? And so that's the important thing about having the sunset, but it's also the important thing of having done it before is we can look at real numbers. Our legislative fiscal office sometimes understandably has a hard time looking in a crystal ball and coming up with a number, and you see that reflected in the fiscal note. But I've got some analysis that you should have, I hope, this morning from RSA that uses words like negligible and not substantial impact. And so I think that what we'll see from a cost standpoint on this specific targeted piece of legislation is pretty slim. Back to your first point on the need, the folks that are asking for this, whether it's law enforcement, district attorneys, or bus drivers, will be all too happy to let you know just what kind of need they're seeing, how many numbers, the numbers of vacancies, et cetera. So I'll make sure they do that.
Well, let me just commend you because I think it's a great idea. I mean, the money that we spend in training, especially in law enforcement agencies, I know I retired from the city of Birmingham, but I meet a lot of law enforcement agencies, whether in Vestavia, Tarrant, Homewood, or whatever, and I'm like, you look familiar, and they said, or the fire department said, oh yeah, I retired from Birmingham, now I work for XYZ. Those cities didn't have to go through paying for that training.
Exactly.
That is a plus. And so we need to be looking at that when you're factoring in the cost. All of that is a cost. The people, as far as the bus drivers, I want to applaud you because there are many of them, as far as supplemental salary, this will definitely help them out as far as their salary and income and what have you. So I think it's a great thing on that note.
Thank you, ma'am. And it'll help out our education folks too, who are
and this is what they've been
so
requesting
hard.
for the education.
Yes, it will. They're trying so hard to find bus drivers. What better thing than for a former police officer to be driving a bus? I mean, I think that's a fantastic.
That's a good safety issue because some of the buses get to be a little rowdy.
Yes.
Thank you.
I didn't think about that. I just thought about the driving thing, but you're right. Mr. President, I think my colleague from Decatur has some comments.
Mr. President, thank you. I got a couple comments if you're listening. I was asked just a minute ago about the timing of the education budget. My request to you all would be, if you have particular interest and requests, the governor's budget, I filed that yesterday. Chairman Garrett has filed the whole package. I didn't file the whole package. I just filed the budget. But so you can look under his name if you want to see. And then I think there was something sent around from the governor's office as far as the budget and the spreadsheet that each of you received. If you have input, want to sit down and talk about it, let's do it sooner rather than later. Do not wait till it gets up here from the House, because we're going to be in a pretty rapid session. The more work that we, the House and the Senate, can do while the bill's in the House, the better off we'll be. If we're on a fast pace, it's hard to realign everything when it comes up here. So Chairman Garrett and I would like to do as much as we can down there. So that means I need to hear from you all sooner rather than later. And sooner means hopefully by the end of the month. So you know the process, you know how to find me. Another thing, while you're paying attention, it is good. Yeah, the money will get their attention. I want to compliment the gentleman across the way because he is now the holder of a Wake Forest diploma, and that makes him so smart and so special. Now I'm being sarcastic, but he earned an MBA from Wake Forest, and he's really smart now. So don't add anything after the word smart. There's not a 3-letter word that goes
I think that's implied.
Yeah, really, both of us. Anyway, thank you for your attention. Now you can turn me off and do what you were doing.
All right, thank you, Senator Orr. All right, you ready to do?
Thank you, Mr. President. I got concerns. Your bill highlights a problem we have in this state, and that is getting the adequate workers like corrections, like law enforcement, and getting them to stay in the positions, and they've got the experience. and we go about it in a roundabout way to entice them to hang around. The problem is it affects RSA and our funding, and I appreciate your willingness to carry it over, and we'll talk more about it. I know how important it is, bus drivers and the routes, et cetera. We just got a problem, and this is a roundabout way to address said problem. But in doing so, RSA, and most of you all know this, ERS, TRS, we're floating around 70% funded. Now, we always pay what the actuarials say we need to pay as far as the state contribution every year. But it's 70% funded, and we've had some great returns in years of late. Stock market going well, going gangbusters, we're getting double-digit returns, everybody's happy, but we're still 70% funded, which in retirement world or pension world or defined benefit world is not that good. And plus, if the markets turn south, even though we have the 5-year smoothing, all that, we're down in the 60s real quickly. So all that to say, this harms RSA to the extent that as people say, well, I'm going to do that, I'm just going to retire, get my retirement, and I'm going to come right back to work. And now I'm going to get paid retirement plus my salary. The actuarials hadn't counted on that. They're counting on people working 27 years, 28 years, 29 years, 30, whatever. But with these type programs, the incentive to keep on working might go away very well, and we're going to double draw our salary and a retirement check. The second thing is when one of these retirees comes back to work, the employer doesn't pay their retirement. So that's money into RSA that's not coming. The actuarials figured when somebody retires, we'll pay them their retirement check. New person comes in, we'll start withholding, and they'll start paying into RSA, the new hire, which helps the system pay for the old, the retirees. So it's a double whammy. This is a small subset of people, a small universe, but there are a whole lot of other people that perhaps would like to get this deal and will be knocking on our door. And so that question, you don't have an answer, I don't have an answer. We know the political pressure that could come to bear and retirees, and it's a long discussion. So I appreciate your willingness to carry it over. We'll talk about it, but it is an important bill, and congratulations again on your august degree that you now have. Very expensive degree. I hope it's worth it. Was worth it, and I hope you go far.
Senator Elliott, do you want to carry this over, just normal carryover, or call the chair?
Just normal carryover.
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right. Senate Bill 28 is carried over. Thanks, Senator Elliott, and congrats on your degree.
Thank you.
All right, Secretary, call the next bill.
On page 6 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 127 by Senators Coleman, Madison, and Stewart regarding the Board of Examiners in counseling. BR pending.
Senator Coleman, Madison.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to move the BRR using previous roll.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Strawbritton. Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 6 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 127 by Senators Coleman, Madison, and Stewart regarding the Board of Examiners in counseling.
Senator Coleman, Madison.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now I'd like to move the bill for the continuance of the Board of Examiners and Counseling for the next 4 years, using previous roll without objection.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Strawbritton. Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 127 passes. Thanks, Senator Coleman, Madison. All right, and that concludes the calendar. Senator Gudger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm not sure if everybody was able to come to the prayer breakfast across the street for the Pro Tem Speaker prayer breakfast, but the pastor that prayed for us today was the one that did our message. And part of that is he challenged all of us just to remember that we all in this particular chamber have a calling, and we're doing. I would love for you to, that's fine. Mr. President,
Mr. President, I'm sorry. I had people pulling me off the floor earlier. I have two resolutions I'd like to introduce, and one of them I'm going to ask for y'all's attention again. That one is regarding our 250th semi-quincentennial. I finally learned how to say it. Celebrating that. You should be getting information. We've got, folks, just a few more months till we're celebrating that event.
All right, any objection to the resolution? Hearing no, so ordered. Secretary Reed received the resolution.
Senate Joint Resolution number 13 by Senator Orr, recognizing the 250th anniversary of the United States Postal Service.
I'd move adoption, immediate consideration, Mr. President.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Resolution's adopted.
Thank you. And that was for our Postal Service, which started shortly after.
You have a second resolution? Is that right, Senator Orr? Second one?
Second it.
You have a second resolution?
Second one is.
All right, any objection to consideration of second resolution? Hearing none, so ordered.
This is for the DAR and SAR, just commending those groups.
All right, Secretary Reed received the resolution.
Senate Joint Resolution number 14 by Senator Orr, commending the Alabama chapters of the Daughters of the American Revolution and the Sons of the American Revolution.
Mr. President, I would like unanimous consent to add all senators as co-sponsors to both of these resolutions if there's no objection.
Okay, there's an objection.
Okay. All
right.
Then move immediate consideration.
All right, all those in favor of the resolution say aye. Any opposed? Resolution's adopted. Thank you, Senator Orr. All right, Senator Gudger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate that. If you were at the prayer breakfast this morning, you heard our preacher that did our prayer for us today talk about everybody in this room has a calling or you wouldn't be here. And with that calling comes responsibility, and that is working together, having humility as you move forward, and making sure that we act in love with one another, whether that's in our tone with each other, whatever comes up, that we're working in God's favor because his hand is on everybody that's in this chamber. I truly believe that as we move forward, and we have to remember that just like Jonah, he tried to get away from God. He ended up getting him swallowed up by a whale, spit him out on the land, so he had to do God's work in the end. In the end, God's work's going to be done in the Alabama State Senate. We can make it the hard way, or we can work and communicate together to make things happen. And when we do, we have days like we did today where we just went through 10 bills fast and we're able to get out of here because we're all on the same page. So ladies and gentlemen of the Alabama State Senate, thank you for having a good week, our first week. We're looking forward till next week as we move forward. And I would like to make an announcement that we are going to have a chairman's meeting after this up on adjournment. And Mr. President, I would like to make
What's he have?
I believe he has a bill that would like to be recommitted.
All right. Any objection to having a bill reconsidered? Huh? You object?
I just need to recommit.
All right. No objection. So, all right. Secretary, receive the bill.
Thank you.
Here. And we need you to make a motion on, you want re-referred?
I'd like to be recommitted to ag and industries if all possible.
All right.
Mr. Pro Tem.
Hey, hold on 1 second. Hold on
Senate Bill number 85 has been re-referred to the Committee on Agriculture, Conservation, and Forestry.
All right. Got it done. Senator Melson.
Mr. Pro Tem, I appreciate that. This bill was just requested by a committee member, and I'd like to get that on down the road. So thank you for allowing me to do that.
Right in the nick of time. No worries.
Senator Gudger.
Thank you, Mr. President. And with all of that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's look forward to next week. And I'm making a motion to adjourn until 3 p.m., not 2, 3 p.m. on Tuesday, January 20th, leaving the Journal open until 3 p.m. today to receive House messages.
All right, heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? We stand adjourned.